Hi, this is Arthur Carmazzi, best-selling author and currently ranked as one of the world's top 10 thought leaders in organizational culture and leadership. And welcome to Where's Your Brain? Today we are going to be talking about the Purple Brain, relational processing, where everything essentially is connected through data and information. So, how does the Purple Brain relational processing work? Well, basically everything is related. In fact, imagine that you have a big giant TV set and you've got all of these little pixels in the TV set. And in order to get real clarity about what this is, you have to get all of these pixels, or at least most of them, to light up. And once they're lit up, then it becomes clear. But the moment that you get a pixel, it's connected to other pixels. So it's already connected. The only thing is that you need to get a lot of data, a lot of pixels to actually see the end result or the potential options. So a purple brain literally is going to need to get all of these little bits and pieces of information, all the little bits and pieces, all the details in order to kind of light up that screen. And the more that they light up the screen, the more pixels that they get, the more information, the more details that they get, the more clear it becomes. And remember, all of this is already connected because it's part of this old kind of bigger thing that they're going to get. And then once they have enough of these pixels lit up, they can say, I see it. And then they see multiple options of how to execute an idea, how to come up with a solution, how to create a project, whatever. Okay? And so once they see these options, they see option 1, they see option 2, option 3, those are much more clear because they've got all of the information. And since everything is connected, they can now analyze which option is going to be better for them to act on. And so that is the Purple Brain's ambiguity relief process. Now, what does this mean? Well, considering that everything is connected, considering that essentially details and information and data is all kind of connected, well, connectivity also supports planning. So, Purple Brains are going to be better for planning, and they're going to be able to execute things more easily because they can kind of see where everything goes. Now, sometimes, however, Purple Brains are going to be a little bit misunderstood. Why? Well, because they take a little bit of time in order to get all of this information and all of these details. But here's the thing. If a Purple Brain makes a mistake, do they have to start over? No! Do they just kind of keep on going? Well, not really either, but here's the thing. They've already got a number of options, so it may take a little bit of time to make the first decision. But once they have that decision, now they already have multiple options. So, if something goes wrong, they just say, well, let's look at the other options and maybe get a little bit more information to kind of back it up, make sure it's the right one, and then keep moving forward. Okay? So they don't have to start at the beginning. So now, Purple Brain's processing speed is not going to be as fast as some of the other ones, which means that they will notice all the little bits and pieces that, well, basically the faster speed guys miss, right? So, Purple Brains are going to be really good at identifying small issues that can potentially turn into big issues. They can see details that oftentimes other people miss. So, if you are going to be working with a Purple Brain, remember that the whole thing of how they process information is genetic. If you remember, if you've been watching this series, you know that this is a genetic process. Now, what does that mean? Well, it basically means that that process cannot change. So if you're trying to get a Purple Brain to speed up and not pay attention to details and not need lots of details in order to really kind of move forward and feel comfortable, well, you're kind of setting them up for failure instead of success. So we want to make sure that you understand the Purple Brain, not so that you can change them, but so that you can leverage on their greater potential. And if you just happen to be Purple Brain, remember that, okay, expecting others to have the same kind of detailed perceptions as you and actually being able to really sit down and get all of these details is not that easy for these other people. Okay? So make sure that you also manage your expectations as a purple brain. Now, remember, we've talked about the green brain, chaotic processing. We've talked about the red brain, linear processing. Well, and of course, now we're talking about the relational purple brain. These can have conflict. Why? Well, imagine. Here you've got now the green brain who is chaotic processing, who gets clarity by taking action. Means no details, no information, or a little bit of information. Well, here's the purple brain. It's like, oh my gosh, how can you possibly be moving forward with no information? And imagine now you have a green brain boss that says to the purple brain subordinate, hey, I need a report on X. And the purple brain spends 3 days to put this super detailed report. The green brain boss looks at it and says, my gosh, why did you waste your time on all of this stuff? Can you just summarize it into a 2-page report with some graphs? And the purple brain feels like, oh my gosh, I am so misunderstood. Or maybe you have a purple brain boss and a green brain subordinate where the purple brain boss says, I need a detailed report. So the green brain struggles through getting this whole detailed report that has already been set forth on them, and they need this, they need this, they need this, and everything else. And the green brain's thinking, oh my gosh, why am I wasting my time with all these useless details when I could actually be doing something in the process? Now, of course, with the red brain and the purple brain, remember, the red brains kind of need the structure and they don't want all the information because too much information just creates it makes it much more difficult to put everything into structure and to kind of analyze and connect things, right? Well, the purple brain, everything's already connected, so it's no problem. But when a purple brain and a red brain get together, there's also conflict because the red brain needs like, hey, I need this thing. I don't need all of this other stuff that's just going to make my brain clouded, okay? I just need the important stuff so that I can put it together and come up with some kind of a structure and analyze it to make sure that it works. Well, the purple brain is like, what are you talking about? You need all this information. And then, of course, potential conflict happens. Now, of course, remember what we talked about, brain power. Brain power is about making sure that you support each other's brain process to the fullest, which basically means that you leverage on strengths, do not focus on the weaknesses according to your idea of what weaknesses are based on your brain color, and definitely do not judge people by the color of their brain, because if you do, you're being a brain racist. In the next video, we're going to be talking about the blue brain intuitive processing. Until then, okay, do remember that if you want a very special deal on the Colored Brain book, go to coloredbrain.com/book, and then you get it for only $3.80. This is Arthur Carmazzi wishing you great success.
Ah, come on, Papa. You know where the brain is. I even know it's in the cranium, in the skull. Get it?
Okay.
To take the accent, but the sir is the one, the fastest fixer.
Fastest?
Second fastest.
Oh, the second fastest. Which one's the first fastest?
Green brains, because they just do it. But purple brains a little bit pretty fast. Second fastest to fix your mistakes because they only have options.
Wow, that's an excellent insight, Dante.
When green brains just moan the mistake, bam, done.
Ah, all right. Well, thank you.